Hello, my name is Jesse Cook, and today I'll be presenting an analysis of how Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories and cultures are currently embedded in our curriculum. I'll also discuss the tokenistic teaching of First Nations histories and cultures in our humanities department and propose a possible way forward. This presentation will cover 5 key points. First of all, the problem we face embedding First Nations perspectives, the root causes of this issue, what the literature says, the implications for teaching and learning, and finally, a proposed solution that could shift our practice. At present, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander content in history is still often tokenistic, reduced to a few isolated lessons or activities within a unit. The department's Engaging Communities, Empowering Futures framework stresses the importance of sustained, respectful engagement with First Nations stakeholders, but at an individual classroom level, many teachers don't have the training, confidence, or support to meet that goal. As a result, students miss out on authentic co-designed learning experiences, and the intent of that policy isn't realised. So as stated, the framework calls for sustained respectful engagement with First Nations stakeholders, but the research shows that in many classrooms and at an individual teacher level, this just isn't happening. Additionally, teachers often lack the training and confidence they need to authentically embed First Nations perspectives, and the result is a tokenistic, tick-the-box lessons instead of meaningful integration. A look at the graduate teacher level AITSL standards shows why we need to address this issue in our humanities department. AITSL standards 1.4 and 2.4 require us to do more than just include First Nations content. We need to understand its impact on students and teach in ways that respect First Nations histories, cultures, and languages. Right now, tokenistic practices fall short of these standards. To truly meet them, we need deeper cultural knowledge, sustained engagement with communities, and authentic teaching strategies that promote reconciliation. When investigating this issue, I found that 3 root causes stand out. Firstly, a Eurocentric framing of units means Indigenous content is treated as an add-on rather than integral. Secondly, many teachers lack the confidence and pedagogical tools to teach this content well. And thirdly, there's not enough collaboration with local elders and communities, so lessons lack local voice and authenticity. When it comes to the supporting literature, the research confirms this. SHIP highlights that teachers often tick the box rather than embedding perspectives meaningfully. Lowe and Cancross argue that while curriculum mandates Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander content, it rarely gives teachers the pedagogical tools to do it justice. And the department's own framework stresses that only co-designed learning with community input can avoid tokenism and achieve cultural authenticity. Rather than just describing tokenistic teaching as the issue, I asked myself why it occurs. That process helped me uncover deeper issues, like this Eurocentric framing of units, limited teacher training, and weak collaboration with local elders, which then shaped the solution I will propose. This issue has some serious implications for teaching and learning. First of all, the opportunities. When done well, teaching is culturally accurate, builds teacher capability, increases student engagement, and aligns with policy, while strengthening community trust. In terms of some of the challenges though, it takes time for teachers to co-design with communities. It requires the budget to pay elders, as well as developing source materials, and some teachers may feel discomfort working outside their comfort zone. But those are exactly the hurdles we need to overcome if we want this change to stick. So, here's a solution I propose. We as a school should partner with local elders and historians from the very start, not just for one-off guest talks. We need to co-plan units together. We need to co-create lessons and assessments and provide professional development and feedback sessions so teachers can feel confident delivering this content. And most importantly, we need to embed this process each year so Indigenous perspectives are a constant thread, not just a one-time inclusion that we only develop once. In short, if we want to move beyond tokenism, we need to shift from our add-on lessons to embedded co-designed practice. This approach will enrich our teaching, strengthen community ties, and give students a more meaningful understanding of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories and cultures. Thank you for listening. I'd love to discuss with you how we can start making this change within our humanities department.